just a quick question on Iran. Iran announced today that it's suspending its cooperation with the IAEA.
Surprise.
I would like to have your thoughts
I have
comment
a few.
on that.
Yes. We of course, do have a little bit to say in that regard. First of all, and I want to get this correct here, it is, we'll use the word unacceptable, that Iran chose to suspend cooperation with the IAEA at a time when it has a window of opportunity to reverse course and choose a path of peace and prosperity. Iran must cooperate fully without further delay. Prior to the, as will the shutting down of your phone, that has to proceed without delay. Prior to the United States' successful military operation, Iran was amassing a growing stockpile of highly enriched uranium for which there was no credible peaceful purpose, and it was the only state producing highly enriched uranium up to 60% that does not have nuclear weapons. Iran must fully comply with its safeguards agreement required under the NPT, including by providing the IAEA with information required to clarify and resolve long-standing questions regarding undeclared nuclear material in Iran, as well as provide unrestricted access to its newly announced enrichment facility. We look forward to further detailed reporting from the IAEA about this. It is worth repeating, as we've made tremendous strides to this through Donald Trump's leadership, Iran cannot and will not have a nuclear weapon. The President has said this repeatedly. The Secretary of State has said this repeatedly. We have repeated it from this podium. And at this juncture here, it is, of course, again, unacceptable that Iran is choosing to suspend cooperation with the IAEA. In answering your question.
The Iranian foreign minister has asked for assurances from the U.S. that there will be no attack on Iranian soil if the talks are going to be resumed, if there's going to be a resumption of talks between Iran and the U.S. What's the U.S. stance on this?
Well, again, I'm not going to get ahead of my skis here and preview for you what the Secretary or the President might decide, because it certainly is in the President's hands. You heard my remarks regarding their rejection of the IAEA and that situation, of course, that is unfortunate. And again, it's a very bad decision. So they seem to be, not surprisingly, making bad decisions. But it's going to, the President, as we've seen, is also a very generous man. He cares about all the people, and he knows Iran can be great again. And yet that's going to be up to the Iranian people. But so far, I can't discuss what they may or may not do in that regard. But it's, well, I'm sure we'll hear from the President as well.
With the VOA Persian question, are you able to confirm reports that Americans have been arrested trying to leave Iran?
I do, and I'm glad you asked that, because we heard about that very early on. So while we can't remark on individual reports, of course, we have long warned U.S. citizens not to travel to Iran, and that is especially true now. Anyone with a U.S. connection in Iran, including dual U.S.-Iranian nationals, are at significant risk of arrest and unjust detention by the regime. If you are not currently in Iran, do not go. If you're in Iran, please see our most recent security alert and make plans to safely depart. We understand that the Iranian-American diaspora in the U.S. may especially feel the need to go. We are not immune from that desire. You go visit family members or loved ones. Do not go. Don't do it. You cannot help your loved ones from jail. So I think that's our position. I appreciate the question. And that's going to be it for today. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful Independence Day, 4th of July. And we will see you. I'll be here next week, Tuesday and Thursday, for more. And remember, state.gov, whether you're at home, here as reporters, sign up for all of our alerts and also keep an eye on things, as Eric does with the readout of the Mexican phone call there.
The president, from the get-go, made it clear that his American first foreign policy objective when it comes to Russia-Ukraine war is to end the killing. And these are defensive weapons that Ukraine needs that for that very reason, to end the killing of Ukrainians by the Russians. How do you square that circle?
Well, it's not, one doesn't need to complete the circle or square it. Our commitment hasn't changed. The nature of how we're able to make that commitment is going to be based on what is best for America first. It is the president's point of view, his guiding hand about the nature of what needs to occur. And it is certainly two nations at war. And America has made a huge difference in that regard. And the president still has worked to have people at the table, that this can only be solved diplomatically. That, of course, is the State Department's wheelhouse. And that's what he wants. He has made several remarks returning to this now with the Israel-Iran situation at least managed. And this is not something that the president is not addressing. It is clearly on our plate all the time. Certainly, he has specifically referred to the nature of the continued slaughter. It is unacceptable. It is a horrible dynamic, the targeting of civilian areas. The world knows this. This has been something that's been discussed. The president has expressed his fury over this issue, and that has not changed. So, again, be cautious as things move along from day to day. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Tammy. Just going back to Gaza, I know you said you didn't want to go into details, but can you perhaps...
You can ask. I might not answer.
Well,
but
I'm
yes.
going to ask if you can perhaps speak more broadly then about what gives President Trump so much optimism that he can get a deal through within the next few days, especially given that the parties are still so far apart, with Hamas saying it wants Israeli forces out while Israel say it wants an end to Hamas. So there's just a lot of daylight still between those two.
Well,
parties.
is there?
Well, can you
But you see, we should not. You're presuming a great deal, which people do have to presume, because the details of something like this, of course, do remain with the negotiating partners, the leaders of nations. What you can tend to see in the media often is just simply not true, or wishful thinking. But whatever it is, what I think we all have noticed, and this is not giving away anything, is that the Middle East changed a couple weeks ago, very dramatically. It changed forever. And the work of the President of the United States, thank God for him, is going to make sure that this is not a lost opportunity. We can say this simply by having watched him most of his adult life in some capacity, but certainly with what he's given up and sacrificed to be the leader of this country. So the Middle East changed dramatically. This is an opportunity in the midst of this new world to make a different kind of decision. He is optimistic. The president is very honest. Sometimes he's pessimistic, and he'll let people know. Again, he's a transparent man, which sometimes can be unusual. We're not used to always hearing it, but it's extremely helpful. So while I don't know the detail of what makes him optimistic, I know to trust him. I know to not second guess him. I know that we understand that he's in the midst of something that can change every day. That's also not lost on him. But the changes that he's been able to bring about has been brought about by the power of his personality and leadership, along with the support of an American government that is in line and embraces what he wants to accomplish. I think that is why he's optimistic. It seems to be a different tone. I hope it works. Of course, again, these are all fluid situations, but he knows things that we don't. And I look forward to finding out if it's this week, if it's next week. But I'm grateful that he's the one making the decisions.